Hey Cancer, it's Suzanne with Sunny Forest Tarot. Welcome or welcome back. All right, so we're doing your reading for the week of the 16th through the 23rd, okay? This reading this week is going to be about the person that you're watching the video for only, okay? So I'm going to lay out all the cards first, okay? And then I'll explain what I'm doing. So this first row is going to be about what they were thinking and feeling in the past, okay? And, so we'll explore that first. And then we're going to look at what they intuitively know needs to change, okay? So I'm pulling two oracles for that in the middle. One clarifier for each of these cards. And then the last row, based on what they intuitively know needs to change in this connection, we'll look at how they're thinking and feeling right now, okay? Are they being true to their intuition, or are they not being true to their intuition? All right, let's see. All right, so first card out. Again, I don't do reversals in the general readings, so that's why I'm turning over the cards. Okay, so this person knows that they have been blocking their heart, all right, about a situation with you that they know could be extremely happy, all right? They feel it's almost like it's like a too good to be true type of situation. They can't really wrap their head around it. And I feel like they've pushed pause because I feel like they're trying to figure out, are you for real? Okay? They know if this were to come to fruition that it would be kind of like a dream come true for them. Okay. Yeah, and then, right, so we've got the Six of Swords. They feel like they want to move towards this. I feel like they don't know how. They don't know how. They don't know. They didn't know how to do it. Okay? They didn't know how to move it forward. When something feels too good to be true, I feel like that's when people have sometimes the biggest challenge in moving forward because, what's lacking is belief. It's like they don't believe it, or they didn't believe it. They didn't believe that you were real. And, you can define that a lot of different ways. They could see what you said to them as not being truthful. I don't feel like that's the case. But, when people struggle with something, again, being too good to be true, they can really, really talk themselves into a lot of things, right? So they definitely wanted to move forward, And yet we've got Four of Pentacles. They held back. They held back. And I feel like this is a situation of it felt too good to be true. And, then what happens, they start telling themselves certain stories, and those stories become what they believe versus anything based off of what really happened or fact, right? So I feel like this person has been telling themselves a story or trying to convince themselves that this wasn't real. All right, so let's take a look over here. What do they intuitively know needs to change within this connection in order to, bring it forward, bring it into fruition? Because they haven't stopped thinking about you. Absolutely not. Swords here, thoughts, and you may not have any idea that this is how this person felt, okay? We've got air energy, we've got earth energy, sun is Leo, could be a Leo. Let's take a look. All right, so we have the whip. We have the whip. And then we have gratitude. Okay, so the whip can be about, it can be almost like it's a negative situation. It can also be seen, almost as abusive, trouble, tension. I feel like in this case, this is about the tension that was between the two of you. Could have been very, very strong sexual tension between the two of you. All right. This person, I don't think, instead of being grateful about what they had right in front of them, they blocked their heart because it was too good to be true. Think about different situations. Have you ever done that? Have you ever experienced something like just fall into your lap and you start questioning it like crazy because, oh my gosh, something this good can't be happening to me. I feel like that's what this person, went through with you. So they were missing gratitude in the past. So what needs to change is they need to be grateful when good things come to them, okay? And this will change the tension between the two of you. All right, so we have King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is somebody that has a lot, okay? They have a lot to offer you, and they feel like you have a lot to offer to them. But because they lacked a generosity before, of course, the two of you didn't connect because this person was not reciprocating your generosity. And they know that. They know that needs to change. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Yeah. So, I feel like they know they need to speak their truth too if they haven't already. Okay? If you didn't know exactly where this person stood, what will relieve this tension is simply being generous with the truth that they haven't spoke in the past. They intuitively know that they need to do this. They know it's them that needs to be the one to speak up about this. They know it. All right? So let's take a look at where they're at right now. All right? All right. Ace of Wands, passion, new passionate beginning. So what we're looking at right now is, are they listening to their intuition right now? All right. This says to me right off the bat, it looks as though they could be. I feel like this would start off or reconnect in in more of a passionate way. Knight of Pentacles, but it's going to be, I mean, these are almost two opposite energies. So I feel like this person is still conflicted. This person is still conflicted with, knowing what their heart wants them to do and actually doing it. I feel like they're listening more to their intuition now, though, than back here in the past whenever what took place between the two of you happened. Look at that. Ace of Pentacles. We have two aces about, a fresh start, new beginning. The seeds in this connection have absolutely been planted, and even if you were the one that was planting the seeds, they were the one watering them, okay? So, even if you guys haven't been together, I feel like they've been watering these seeds even with you not being there. They've been watering these seeds themselves because, they've thought about what has happened between the two of you. And, I feel like they've connected some dots between, when you last spoke and now. They've connected some dots. They know that they're coming to the conclusion that you were for real. And 10 of Swords. And they have, I feel like they might be struggling with the fact that maybe they unintentionally betrayed you. Or they might have a lot of regret about how they handled this situation. But this is all reconnection, new beginning, strong sexual attraction for sure. I feel like that's how it's going to start off. But there is a foundation here that can be built on. Like, I don't feel like this was like a huge fight. I don't feel like this was, someone was horrible to somebody else. I just feel like it was this person's lack of belief in the fact that you could actually be real. Meaning, if you were extremely loving and generous and giving to them, they may not be used to that. Okay? They really might not be used to that, and they possibly may have needed to heal from other situations, whether it was family or old relationships, but I don't feel like this is a person that has been used to, a true love situation, somebody that unconditionally gives and unconditionally loves them. And I feel like that's what they've been struggling with, in this connection. But again, I don't feel like there was some major blowout here at all. This person might have just disappeared from your life without any explanation. Or if they gave you an explanation, it was kind of haphazard. Like, it left you really just confused, basically. Okay? All right, so let's see. Let's get some advice for you as to what you should or shouldn't do right now from Spirit. If you're sitting there contemplating, is there something that I can do? I don't feel like there is, honestly, but let's see what Spirit says here. And by the way, this is the before tarot deck, okay? This is the typical Rider-Waite deck, or the conventional Rider-Waite deck. or I'm sorry, this is the conventional Rider-Waite deck, and then the two cards that I'm using right here are the After Tarot. Page of Swords and Page of Cups. Okay, so I feel like as far as advice from Spirit with these two cards, I feel like this is saying the most that you can do right now is to be open to communication from this person, because I feel like there will be communication about kind of their revelation that they've had. All right, because I feel like, you know, both of these cards can be, you know, about a message. And when you have pages, yes, they can be somewhat of an immature energy, which you know might hear a lot. But think about it. You know, if you have a young person, or think about the first time that you fell in love, you were probably pretty free in what you said and how you felt, because it came from the heart and you didn't have any fear because you didn't know any better. Okay, so when we're talking about a message from a page, it's heartfelt. Okay, so this tells me that this person is listening to their intuition. There's a little bit of back and forth right now and a little bit of regret that they struggle with. So might be a little bit of fear, but I feel like this person is ready with this Ten of Swords. You know, this is kind of an end of a cycle that brings this new beginning or rebirth to this connection. And this feels like this feels very vulnerable to me. And this person, just so you know, is not used to making themselves vulnerable. So a kind heart is going to go a long way. You know, whether you feel like, you know, you want to move forward with this person, I feel like you do. But if you don't, okay, it would still be lovely to listen to them and be receptive, if nothing else, to give them closure. Okay, because if this person kind of moved away from you without any explanation, you knew how that felt. And, you know, there might be a part of you that, you know, wants to do the same to them. Okay, but if you were unconditionally loving to this person, I feel like, you know, you will continue to be that for this person when they come in with a very vulnerable, heartfelt message. Okay? All right. Cancer, that is what I have for you. You know, I'm keeping the readings a little bit shorter this week, a little more direct in nature. And, you know, this is completely about the person that, you know, that you're watching the video for. If you're looking for a more detailed reading, you know, give me a shout in an email and let me know that you're looking for a personal reading. I'd love to work with you. All right, if this didn't resonate for you, then it just wasn't your reading. Don't take it personally, because again, it's not a personal reading. So that's what I have for you, and I will talk to you next week. All right, thanks so much. Bye-bye.